Hello! This is the first podcast, the first development podcast for the Gingamob Incident. Today, I'm Charlie. I am the lead designer, and I have with me...
Carla. I do everything else.
Yeah, jack of all trades, and...
I'm Ryan, and I'm lead of the entire project.
Yep, project lead. Okay, well, so just to establish who we are, there's a bigger team. We are a team of 5 at the moment. The artist and the coder aren't here, but they may be at some point popping in to other podcasts.
Probably next one for the coder.
Yeah, probably. So we are SCAD students. In our late senior year, we're putting together a VR stealth game, and we have 10 weeks to do a lot of shit.
We have a good basis.
Yeah, we have a really solid basis.
I mean, everything quote unquote works.
Yeah. Everything quote unquote works at the moment. You can see it in the gameplay video that we have up at the moment.
Our AI likes to slide.
It's functional but not graceful.
Yeah, exactly. It's not elegant. It's functional though. So over the next 10 weeks, we're pretty much going to be focusing on art a lot. That'll be a big
That may
thing.
not be 10 weeks. That'll be the first 2 weeks of me and a couple other people just hand painting everything.
Yeah. We're gonna try to go through, and I'm sure you can see in the video that we have up on the page. We're going to be retexturing everything in the game, pretty much. Like, pretty much everything.
The mere side of that word.
My favorite words.
Yeah. Everyone loves to hear that shit. But after those first 2 weeks when we're focusing kind of on art, what are we adding?
We are actually adding a whole nother world after the final cutscene. Which is basically a giant space room where you jump on rocks.
Yeah.
And then we're adding a cottage that turns into a boss fight at the end. And also a tutorial room that was supposed to be in there originally, but it's kind of just a missing door in the first room.
Yeah. You can look in the tutorial room at the beginning of the videos. There are 2 doors in the room, and one of them just doesn't work. One of them was originally there for a joke ending, a la Arkham Knight or Arkham City, was it? Where like Catwoman just can like choose a door and fucking leave the game, and the credits just roll. Like originally it was gonna be just like that, where you just leave the situation and the credits roll.
And then you get respawned back in the same room.
Yeah, of course, because
Didn't Far Cry 3 do something like that?
I think it was Far Cry 4. It was like you could sit at the table for like 20 minutes.
I think it was 15 or 5 minutes.
And he brings you the crab rangoon, right? He like brings you the snacks, and then you just shoot guns with them. And I think that's it. Like,
okay.
I think it takes you to bring the ashes to wherever they were supposed to be put.
But yeah, so like Ryan said, we're adding a 3rd whole level to the game, which is probably going to take up the majority of development time. You don't think so?
I can say I can probably pop that thing out in a day.
Oh shit! Okay, that's good to hear.
That's not me. That's not me like tooting my own horn.
Yeah.
I know me well enough to know what that world looks like. I can pop that out in a day.
Well,
the house will probably take another day. I'm not saying coding. I'm just saying
the basic,
the putting it together.
Yeah, the basic visual design of the place.
Coding, technically, the first place isn't that long either.
Yeah, because we already have a lot of the mechanics already built.
As long as we have lightning that can kill the player.
Yeah.
That's all we need in the first place.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. No, the 3rd level is gonna have a bit more traps than the first 2, because it's almost like the Void in Dishonored, where but with like weirder kind of ghost attacks and stuff, crazy shit happening.
Weird eye thing.
Yeah, weird. A whole new enemy is getting added to the game, along with the boss fight.
Yep.
So we have our work cut out for us this quarter.
And new potion.
Yes, a whole new
Super
potion
hands.
as well. Yes.
Super hands.
Yeah. I'm very excited for super hands, personally.
I really want to
Okay,
slap
just
those.
so you know, he has been pushing for that. I think
Day one.
we made this. We made that in video. That was us 6 weeks into development. He was pushing for super hands around 4 weeks into development.
Yeah, like man, it's super hands. It's gonna be a new potion where your hands basically turn into Mario after he's gotten a star, and you can just slap the shit out of one enemy.
Once the sword disappeared, he was like,
Yeah. Originally,
super hands.
That's another weird thing about the game. There was originally a sword involved that you could pick up.
Did we not have the sword in one of our gameplay videos?
I think we cut out the sword before we even got to recording gameplay.
I remember.
I mean, we do have a sword.
Professor bitching about the sword, though.
Yeah. The professor really did not like the sword because it was like
we tried.
We tried.
We kept it in there for an extra 3 weeks after he said goodbye.
Yeah, we kept trying to keep it in, and you can kind of see like what was the problem with the sword when you look in the video that we have online. When I try to pick up the map, and it's like kind of upside down, and it was like that, but with a sword, and it was just like shaking in your hands.
the sad thing is the map looks more graceful.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. So
And also we're doing more lighting.
Yeah,
more
we're doing
better contrast in lighting.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's still something that really needs.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to add dynamic shadows that it gracefully needs, while keeping some of the performance unscathed.
Yeah.
I will try.
Seriously, on one of these, I think we should just go in one day and talk about the development of this game and where it started to where it was, because it is a story and a half.
Yeah, if anybody feels like doing VR, just remember, don't do it. Don't do it at all.
I mean,
Just stop before you even start. Like,
the reason why we did VR was I did VR.
Yeah. Ryan had a
before
basis.
this, and I knew the problems we were going to run into because I ran into them. Just understand that it's not like making a normal game. You know, everything needs to be lower poly. Everything has to be rendered easier. Everything needs LODs up the kazoo.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you have to teleport because if you move and you are standing,
it's a whole motion sickness
really
thing.
Nauseous.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like a
I always wondered why the limitation for that, actually, because I don't think I've ever gotten motion sick in a VR game. I have a pretty hardy constitution when it comes to VR, and motion sickness. I do not really get motion sick at all. What I get is vertigo if the heights are too realistic.
Yeah.
As I experienced in Disney a few weeks ago, every VR ride had me in a panic attack because everything felt too real. I wasn't sick. I was terrified.
I just remember the first time, this is actually back to our game, when we were first making the game, we didn't know, our character spawned probably 4 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
And you were an 8, depending on what your height was in real life, you were around 8 to 10 feet.
Like, in the
on
air.
average.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just
And you
started
would
the
put
game
it on
floating.
and you would look down and you would get freaked
just
out.
uncomfortable. Like, why am I 8 feet in the air right now?
And then you would teleport and you'd be right on the floor.
Yeah,
Oh, that's bizarre.
It was jarring. Spoiler alert, I didn't have the player start in the right area.
Yeah. Just had to move the player start like a tiny bit.
I had to move it to
we had that
0-0.
issue for like 5 weeks, and then you were just let's move the player start down. Okay. Another thing I've noticed is that, especially with small teams in game development, everybody has to do a bunch of different things. Like, you're clearly a jack of all trades, Carla.
Yep.
And you clearly have a bunch of different skills. That's what I'm trying to learn. Ryan clearly has a large amount of, he can code, he can texture, he's doing all these kind of things.
Yep.
So if you're planning on making a game,
dress.
yeah, you can set dress.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that was originally your thing. Like, I want to be a set dresser. Like, you're coding now, you're fucking texturing, you're doing everything in the game. Like, you got a wide skill set.
I want this game to do well.
Yes.
And if it means I have to learn stuff at a breakneck pace, I will.
Hell yeah! I mean, that's the best kind of person you can have on the team.
Learning stuff at a breakneck pace has been pretty much my life since college. Oh, Lord.
Well, it's also the person who greenlit our project and the person who reviews our project is kind of expecting a lot out of not just us, everybody.
Of course, yeah.
And you can't say, I don't know. It's kind of like, of course I know.
Yeah.
And then you spend so much time on Unreal forums, on YouTube, on like the weirdest parts of the internet that you think you can find.
Yeah.
You go there.
You have no idea how many Unity things I've had to reverse engineer to apply to Unreal just to get shit to work.
That's
oh my god.
Wow, I bet that's a pain.
Yeah, or like Maya tutorials for things that I need to do in Max.
Well, I guess for now, we'll just wrap this up.
Yeah, we'll wrap up. And I think for the next podcast, while we get to the update and everything, I recently found some old files of what this game went through.
Really?
An original idea to what it is now.
Cool.
Ooh.
I feel as though it would be fun to go down memory lane with people who... I still remember, I still have the files, so I went back and I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
but to not show you guys them just during this, just talk about what it was, it's just...
Yeah, no, I would love to do that.
Give
Like,
people listening an idea of how many changes actually goes into a game before you actually have the final idea.
Yeah.
all the previous iterations, showing those off would be really cool.
And what gets kept.
Yeah, exactly.
Something always gets kept.
Yeah, from every iteration we kept something. But yeah, I guess we'll be back in about 2 weeks with another development podcast for the Gingamob Incident, possibly with other developers.
The Jingle what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, every time we mention that name. Possibly with different developers on next time. But until then, I hope you enjoy what we put out. Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay.